Welcome to another episode of What's the Hook podcast. I'm the host, Bileko Wissa, here with
Keenan Baker.
and
Huca Bera.
excellent. And today we're going to talk about college.
College is for the birds.
For the birds, and we got a couple questions about college. Did you go?
College.
Right. Did you go to college? Why did you go to college? Is college a scam? College in the past and college in the present now. What does it mean to us back then, or in the past, what does it mean to us now? And also about NCAA players in college and how that causes an effect and what that does to the dichotomy of college.
What you want? Okay, y'all gonna hear a lot from me on this episode.
Oh, go ahead.
But
go ahead.
what do you want to talk about first? Because I was gonna say college don't mean nothing to me right now.
Yo, I'll say this. Just for college in general, like there should be a trailer for college, and it should be a thriller. Like it should be a scary movie.
It's hilarious.
It should be college coming soon. You're just owing all this money.
No, Sally Mae, no!
Possibly getting
No,
drugs
Sally!
slipped into your drinks.
No!
And don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. And we're gonna jump into it, but it's like, yeah, like just the overall financial experience of college. Fuck you to the government. Fuck you to everybody that says this is a great idea and they don't tell you about this aspect.
But see, that's the thing. When you think of college, you just think of financial responsibilities now, like and loan,
Now, yes.
But I would love to talk about all the other stuff that goes on in college too. You know,
Man,
the good life and the bad life.
where do we start? All right. I mean, if do we feel comfortable going down the list? I would be like, did you go or why did you go?
Yeah, we can
right?
do that,
Okay. I'll start it off. I went to college. I mean, fans, you guys already know. Got the 2 masters. I was told to go. Do I regret it or do I love it? I regret more than I love what I gained in college. I think I didn't really care about the social aspect of college because I was already sociable. The same people I hang out with now, like Keenan, I hung out with them since I was since I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
So like I didn't really gain I have like maybe 1 or 2 lifelong friends I gained from college, but it's not on some like, oh man, I went to college and I met this person and we're just living this happy nah, like that wasn't even like my tip or whatever. I was told to go by my parents, like you need to go to college, but I wish after high school maybe I would have had a year or 2 where I didn't go to college to figure some stuff out. Because I don't think, especially what we're doing now, like being comedians and we have the podcast and stuff like that, I didn't really necessarily need college.
Yeah. For me, honestly, a different world kind of inspired me. The TV show A Different World. When I saw A Different World, they made college like seem like incredible, like beautiful black people,
Right.
Dope professors, a
Right.
great experience. You know what I'm saying? Just like an overall, just like kind of going there and meeting a whole new family type thing.
You know the admissions for black colleges went up with the different world, right?
Yeah, and I still love that show to this day.
Right.
And I did go to a HBCU.
Holla, me too.
and end up transferring back here to another college, and the HBCU experience was dope. I would not it wasn't like it was very similar to Different World, but it had its similarities, and I was like, yo, this experience is dope. But nobody's ever telling you about the financial side of college, because I was going to see like beautiful black women. I was going for the experience also, even though I'm a sociable person also, but I did want to get that type of lifestyle of the college social, because there ain't nothing like that. You can't fake that. There's nothing like a social college experience, especially like at a black college. That's a whole fucking different thing. Or even at a big college.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
I can take that. I got you.
like from the beginning, I thought it was dope. And at first I didn't want to. At first it's funny because like I had two different ways of thinking. My dad was like, "Yo, when you graduate, you're either gonna go to college, the military, or that's really your options." And I was like, "All right, cool.
I like that skit you guys got. One of you guys got. It was just you about the dad coming into the room about you going to college.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, Hakeem Nana.
Hakeem Nana.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real.
And my dad, he's one of those people that he pushed college super heavy. So he was just like, "Yo, bro, you don't really have any options here, or the military."
Right.
And I was like, at first I was like, "Y'all go to a little trade school," and he was like, "Nigga, I said real college." And I was like, "Shit." And then I kind of went off that. And then my brother, luckily, he had the experience of going to a black college first, so he gave me the rundown too. and was like, man, he's like, I like it over here.
Mm.
And so I went never thinking about money.
Mm.
I went taking out loans.
No plan.
Nope, no plan.
Right.
When I went to Alabama State, bruh, brokeness.
Mm.
Like I don't even know how I was surviving. It was literally food wise. The cafeteria was cool, but the cafeteria closed like around 5 o'clock. Who the fuck stops eating around 5 o'clock?
I went to Norfolk State.
People
Let
on
me
a
tell you
diet.
something. I was smuggling like chickens, like so. I know when I go into dinner time, I bet like big sweats that I didn't really care about. I used to sneak in like chicken in my pocket, boy.
Dude, your
Yeah.
pants used to smell like.
Oh yeah.
Boy, your
You just
local.
put bare chicken in your fucking pockets?
I would wrap it up in paper.
Okay.
I wrap it up in paper.
Because like normally in a lot of black colleges in the dorms, you don't get like a
Napkins?
You get like you probably you got to get your own little mini fridge.
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
got to.
yeah.
And I don't even think you're legally supposed to have a burner in there, like a little burner for you, like a little
Yeah,
stovetop.
so you like stovetop.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of niggas were sneaking that in.
We were pretty much eating prison spreads like for like the whole fucking semester.
Oh.
Like when we was there, like just like oodles and noodles mixed in Campbell's soup, throwing some crackers in that bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Hold
That
on,
was-
hold on. What were you doing with all the chicken when you like?
When
Did you have a fridge to keep it
would eat
cold?
No, here's the thing. I had a fridge, but I remember when I didn't have a fridge. I remember one time I bought milk and cereal. I was eating that shit so fast. Cause I didn't have a fridge. I gotta use up this milk.
You
boy.
ate a whole box of milk and
yeah,
cereal
like
in
one
one
sitting.
day?
Yeah, one sitting. It was like 6 hours. I gotta drink this milk.
Well, you don't get full off cereal, so that's definitely possible.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Jesus, that's a lot of milk, dog.
Oh, but when I got that fridge, oh man, I was so happy, man. Oh, dang.
What's your experience with college?
Yeah,
man?
did you go? Why did you go?
Well, first of all, my options were the army, and I was like, I am not going to survive that.
I can't even see it. I
You're too creative. Huck, you're too creative.
Huck being like,
You gonna do nothing wrong? I saw the question. Started to yell. Like, why are you yelling?
What are you doing?
Why do we have
you
to go and shoot people?
Why do we have to lay down on the ground and shoot some
Yeah.
targets? So yes, I ended up going to the Illinois Institute of Art for animation.
Oh,
for,
word.
for like 2 years, 2.5 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
That makes sense. All that animation we do. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and then I ended up switching schools, and I went to Columbia College, was a little further downtown,
Mhm.
and I put both of my credits together and came out with a visual arts management degree. So, where in Columbia I studied music business,
Okay.
and then I had those visual arts credits, so I put them together and I had a visual management degree,
Okay.
visual arts management degree.
I know a lot of cats that's from Chicago that went to Columbia that's out here doing the arts now. That's
That's
like
the place to go. Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
okay,
it's
okay.
like LA Film School out here, like
Oh,
Columbia College.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
which I
So-
I'm glad you brought that up. I totally forgot about that. I graduated from there as well, and got an associate's degree. So I got a bachelor's from Columbia
Right.
and associates from the LA Recording School, which is a division of LA
No,
Film
you
School.
one of them niggas. You one of them degree ass niggas.
Degree ass niggas.
I have a degree here.
Yeah.
Hold on.
How
what
many
more?
degrees do
degree
you have?
Hold on, you-
Rolodex.
Yeah, you need a degree in political science. I got one of those too.
Well, you know, I minored. I minored.
So like, so at least with you, like you're not using your degree, but the degree that you used, that was something you wanted to do. That's something you enjoyed, and like you're still currently doing
here's
it.
the thing. I wish that I wasn't scared to get into recording when I first started. Like, you
Mm.
know, because here's the thing. Recording is there's a little science in it. And so, you know, going to Columbia, I was like, I don't feel like doing no science. I just want to draw. I just want to paint.
Yeah.
And then my wife, like, you know, obviously when we moved out here, she was like, I think you should, you know, learn the right way instead of the hood way of doing things on the computer and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's when I started to go to school for the recording.
Did
arts.
that actually help?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, some people that go there, they still don't get it, and they're like artists.
Alright.
You can't go there just trying to be artists, basically.
Yeah.
You know, you have to go there like, I want to be this technical engineer,
Uh-huh.
and that's going to help me artist-wise. But, you know, I'm glad I went.
Okay.
And so out of all three schools, because I just basically racked up three levels of debt,
Yeah.
Right.
the LA Recording School, I wish I just would have went to something like that.
Out the gate.
top. Yeah.
Just
and
off
I,
the gate.
I
So-
wouldn't owe so much money.
So you never had that like that. I guess that curiosity to want to go to like a big college or possibly like a black college or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to. I always thought like, oh, that look cool, like on TV when they like.
Stepping. Oh, you a fraternity?
I don't know what's going on with this.
That was a terrible.
I was like, is that a layup?
That's
Is that
on
a
camera,
floater?
man. That's on camera. Please, we're gonna like do like an instant replay of that shit.
Right.
That shit was terrible.
Why did it boomerang?
Yeah,
I
slow
don't know.
motion.
It looked like I was like, Dreamville go up like a floater, nigga.
If you do you know any of the frats? If you was in a frat, which one do you think you'll be in a frat?
Probably.
I see you as an alpha.
I was about to say that. I was about to say alpha. Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like
because you're not too like suave to be a Kappa. But I don't know, like, but you're not like a Sigma.
yeah.
You just gotta know, like,
Yeah,
like,
if you go, especially if you go to a black college and you get the chance to see them like that, you
Yeah.
understand like what we're saying. Like I picture myself more as an alpha. Also, I don't picture myself as a Kappa or a Sigma or a Q dog.
You know what's funny? They were on me tough at Norfolk State. They were on me super tough.
As alpha.
I was, yeah.
Yeah,
I
my
like
bro-
to do homework.
I can see you stumping.
Yeah.
my brother's a Kappa,
Yeah.
and it's like nothing against any of the fraternities. Like I think they do a lot of stuff for the communities and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
But it was dope to see like in the club because the first time I went to a club and got to see fraternities like they turn up and they in there. I seen Q Dog kick niggas in the face when they stroll around the club. You gotta get when people come through. You gotta get out the way, man.
Get out, man.
You might get kicked in the jaw.
See, I feel college is like an excuse to turn up. Basically, like you're paying all of that money. So obviously, yes, you can learn and prepare to become independent because once that's done, you basically should be out, of your parents' house, or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's an excuse to turn up and really go in. See, I didn't live that. I didn't get to live that type of life, that lifestyle.
But people mostly to add on to what you're saying, like people usually do that because they know when they get older they won't have that type of freedom because you're gonna be in the workforce and you're gonna be kind of like a slave to like corporations and society or whatever. So people try to get that all out like while they're in college, like smoking weed, drinking, trying all these different drugs,
It's
partying.
experimental, especially that freshman sophomore year.
Yeah.
It's definitely 2 years of club experiment and stuff like that.
Running trains on girls, shit like that.
Shit
Shit is real, man.
Well,
But go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No.
He said okay.
No, I mean, but that, every girl that I know that had like even like a lesbian experience is in college.
Right.
They went to college. They kissed a girl or
Got ate out.
ate by a
all
girl,
this-
ate a girl out.
Right.
It was in college.
And I
they-
found out, you know what? I didn't like it.
And you know what? I'm happy.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I'm happy.
That Bruce
Oh.
Jenner shit. But like, I don't know. Like, I think that could be all fine and dandy because like that's a social structure in order to make us more like socially like better. But the fact that you have all that debt, especially if you go in there without a plan.
Well, and let's jump into this real quick.
Uh-huh.
That has something to do with that.
Mm.
A lot of people tell you that going to college prepares you to be an employee, not an employer.
Real shit.
They prepare you to work. They don't prepare you to own anything.
Nah.
Whether it's the internships, they don't show you. I don't think they even show you how to really be independent.
No.
Definitely, I think when you go to college, that's a figure this shit out yourself moment.
Let me tell you something. I was gonna say this. I got my first master's. My genetics teacher was from Hungary. She said in America, you guys aren't forced to be critical thinkers. You guys are forced to be rememberers.
True.
Which is remember, critical think. Like she would literally be in class. Think. What is glucose? What is glucogen? We're like, wait, what? Think. Use your brain. Think.
And think about that. When you go to college, a lot of times, especially if you're going to regular public schools that are not like you're going to go in there, you're going to struggle out the gate. Like regular public schools, they don't prepare you study wise, even how to study correctly when you're in college. Like I remember my brother told me how he said he had to learn how to study like in college. Because he didn't learn how to we didn't learn how to study correctly to pass these classes correctly from elementary to middle school to high school. That's fucking ridiculous.
When I was in grad school, and I remember everybody that was in grad school, they went to like all these big UCs and they grew up like families had money, private schools. When we were studying, my homegirl Tiffany.
Mhm.
Tiffany was like, no, but like you got to study like this. Like she was teaching me how to study, then I had to learn the material because like, you guys study differently.
And I
Because
think,
they have the resources and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like, yeah.
and I think colleges know that. I think colleges know that the majority of people, because I think what they said, the average is 6 years
Mhm.
you spend in college.
Seven.
They
Okay,
understand
who's
and they know the majority of people that go to college are going to come here and just accumulate debt.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Hmm.
They're going to come here. They're going to struggle. They're going to probably, like you said, catch a couple diseases,
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
some people, maybe even fuck a professor or two.
Right. Push their graduation
Try-
back. That's more money.
Yeah, try some drugs here and there.
I'm gonna
You know
switch
what I'm
my
saying?
major.
Yeah, I was one of them. I wasn't, not in the sense of doing all that type of stuff, but when it came to spending a lot of time in college, I spent a lot of time in college. I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Wow.
I didn't have anybody necessarily, like when you come into a decision like that, and I'm spending $10 to $20 to $30,000. They should make sure every single person. I don't care. I understand that might be a lot of students. I'm spending like 30 grand, motherfucker. There should be a person that's helping guide me.
Or you
And
mean a counselor?
They have guidance counselors, but they ain't putting no type of real pressure on, like saying,
Nah.
"Hey, or what do you really want to do?"
Are you saying they should guarantee you a degree at the end?
Does that just guarantee you a degree? Well, yeah. If I'm paying 30 grand, fuck yeah. Yes. A degree.
thought about that, you was like-
A degree should be 100% guaranteed. 100% guaranteed. If I'm paying anywhere between $25,000 to $30,000.
Because you forget you're a student, but you're actually a customer. You're paying 40,000 a year to go to this institution to hopefully accumulate enough knowledge and skill that you can use for the rest of your life.
And it's like some people go there because they got to realize that most people don't go there with a plan, like you're saying. They don't go there with a plan. Like my brother kind of had a plan. He knew he was going to get into computer something, whether it's computer engineering, computer science, and that's why he always stuck to that. Most people that go to college, they might I liked a bunch of things. I didn't love anything really, but I might have liked something more than the other, and I didn't stumble upon that until my last few years of college. Now I wasted 4 or so up front. And I'm behind now. I spent like, I'll keep it real with you. I was in college from 2003 to 2011. It's a fucking long time.
Good
You
era
know
rap
what's
music
crazy
too.
about that?
And I didn't get a master's degree on top of that. Or a bachelor's degree. I got classes left over still.
For the first time in your schooling, you're like behind. Like you never was in behind in like middle school and high school, and then you like go to college and now you're
But that's that whole thing with even though we're talking about college, that comes with parenting. Like I work in a lab and I work with, in the summer, we have kids that come in where we try to like get them into like STEM, underprivileged kids, right? And to see these 13, 14-year-olds where their parents, we're talking single parents, 2-parent household, dad's in jail, mom is in fucking the women's jail, but the fact that their families have plans for them, like, look, you're going to become a doctor or you're going to become a nurse. This is what you're going to do. You have to do this in the summer. It's going to help. You're going to get the scholarship, be less in debt. To be 14 and be like, damn, you already have a plan. Where a lot of motherfuckers are going to college with no fucking plan.
Yeah.
Like you said, just walking around fucking blind. I'm looking at some kids, I'm like, by the time you're 25, your life's straight. Because you have a plan. You're not going to college thinking about, I think I'm going to do creative writing, but I'm not sure. You're already getting into your craft at 13, 14 years old, rather than you waiting to, 25, where you're like, okay, I think I like this.
So do you think parents are partially to blame?
Absolutely. That's your child.
I agree. I do think that parents are partially to blame when it comes to like students being in debt, college, not knowing what they want to do. At a
Right.
young age, you should be observing your child.
Yo, let me
And then asking them questions about, so what do you like to do?
right.
And start slowly pushing them towards there, or at least giving the opportunity to be in that type of field. So if
Right.
they do decide to go to college, I think really should be more along the lines of being an entrepreneur, owning your own business, and turning whatever you love into being able to own that, or creating your own stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like if let's say somebody that's in the tech, you know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily have to go to school to create an app. Especially nowadays, these young kids, they fucking 12, 10 years old. You don't have to go to college to learn how to do an app. Now, college is not going to hurt them in that aspect.
Right.
But what I'm saying is at a young age, I think parents should definitely be more observant. You see what they're, and the parents that I see that's done that with you talk to students, they be like, yeah, man, my mom knew around like 8 years old, and she started pushing me towards this.
Right.
And you see, and you're like, this is why this motherfucker is head over heels, way better or stronger than mostly everybody in this classroom right now.
Or just as a person. He's like, no, I did karate, I played baseball, I played football, I played basketball, I was in the chess club. It's not like, oh, why do you put your kids in all this stuff? It's like, no, I want to find out what do they like to make their life easier. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Well, I would say this: as much as I bash college, college opened up my mind to the fact that this is a real world that we live in.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, all right.
Yeah.
Like, like you need to find if you don't do this, like you need to get ready and be prepared, like to find a job somewhere. Like this is it.
No, and
But don't you think 18 years old does that same thing? You don't think so?
Well, the first day after graduation, my mother's like, you gotta go find a job. Now I've had a job since I was 14.
Yeah.
But like no more hustling jobs, like just going to clean somebody's gutters and cut grass and all this stuff. Like, no, I need you to have a guaranteed paycheck every 2 weeks. So I went and started working at Long John Silver's. I used to take the train back and forth, like go, straight out of college, go straight to the work.
how are their fish sticks? Because I always see the fish sticks in
They
the
have fish
grocery.
sticks.
This Long John Silver, don't they do it's like seafood, right?
Yeah, but they had like these fish planks and fillets.
Because every time
Fish-
you go to the
fish
freezer
fillets.
section, they always have
Those
No,
are-
but that's neither
yeah,
here nor there.
yeah, that's-
Okay.
I don't think that's Long John Silver. I think it's Captain somebody.
right. Okay, because
Yeah.
say okay, we know.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Okay, good. We're good.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, but college.
But any positives you got out of it?
Yeah, I mean, I love what I learned in college, like education wise, with the background, like studying like genetics, learning about like cultural competency in like the health field, race, how like I love all that. I think that's expanded my mind and made me a better person. However, I wish it wasn't not at the extent of that debt, but also in the sense of like no, it probably is. Yes, it probably is that debt. I don't think there should be a way where in this country where if you get an education or a high level of education, you can be like not I don't want to say compensated, but sort of you kind of have to be like guaranteed. There's a lot of people that are running around here with like, oh, I got this form of education, this higher up education, but I'm having a hard time finding a job. Does it doesn't make any sense for the people in the country?
Yeah.
Mm.
And I think
Yeah.
that's where
Mhm.
like when it comes to our parents,
Mm.
like a lot of times our parents can be kind of like archaic in their thinking, right? Love my dad to death, but my dad, his thing was college was like everything to him.
Right.
And I know one of the main reasons is because, he didn't get a chance to go. He jumped straight into the military and, he did what he had to do and he did what he had to do for his family. So
Mhm.
for him, education was like number one. He didn't
Mm.
care how, just you need to get an education.
Right.
And his thinking was like the 80s. Like you get a college degree in the 80s, maybe the 90s, 70s, you're going to probably come out of there and get $40,000, $50,000 out the gate
Mm.
Right.
with a bachelor's degree.
And you know what else too? For our parents and grandparents, for us to go to college as black men, that meant we were equal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he has a bachelor, so he's equal. He's
Or
human.
Yeah,
right?
or at least somewhat levels out the playing field.
Let me tell
Right.
you the craziest thing.
Yeah.
I want you to take a guess. The first 3 jobs
Uh-huh.
that I had out of college.
He said Long John Silver.
No, that was
No.
during college.
I don't know. I ain't gonna guess exactly, but I think fast food restaurant, some type of way.
Bam.
Clothes. Right.
No.
Damn it.
Either like a Foot Locker selling shoes.
No.
Hats. You like hats. Lids.
Negative. So I'll give you the other 2. The first job was a custodian.
Get out of here.
Yes, a custodian. I was cleaning the school because I was already, here's the thing, I was working at a school district in a central office
Right.
as a secretary or fill-in secretary, whatever, a helper. And then basically once I graduated, I couldn't have that position because it was for college students.
Yeah.
So they was like,
Wow.
well, we still can help you out, but the only thing we have is a custodian job. So I went from answering phones and helping the human resource department to,
Taking out people's trash.
You got demoted.
yeah, basically. So
Shit.
Wow.
With a college degree, this nigga got demoted. Just realize that.
So,
Okay,
Right,
go
so,
ahead.
right.
So,
Yeah.
So then I moved downtown. My wife and I moved downtown because she started going to Northwestern, and I was like, I'm not about to move down there without no job.
Right.
Move in with. That's when we moved in together. And so a pizza restaurant like right across the street was just opening up, like a grand opening. So I went and got hired there. Basically, was there for like maybe 3 weeks. Quit right on the floor,
Mhm.
through my apron.
Hilarious. You quit right on the floor?
Yes.
Awesome. What did you say?
I was like, you can take this.
You know what's funny? Because Huck's a very humble, quiet guy, but it's like this nigga got that fire.
When you, when you push me to a certain limit, I don't.
That fire's
know
there,
what-
boy.
Yeah.
So boom. Then once I quit, I didn't want to go home telling my wife I didn't have a job. So
Yeah.
I walked right across the street, like directly, like I can look through the windows of both jobs to a UPS store, and got hired by this 26-year-old Indian lady.
They pay well for a young age. They pay like $15, $16, don't they?
What, a UPS store?
Out here they do.
No,
Well, maybe working at UPS. Maybe the UPS store is
Yeah,
different.
the UPS store is
Okay,
different.
okay.
Kinko's, right?
Yeah.
the FedEx.
I was getting like $9 or $8 there, like $9, and then she bumped me up because I was basically kind of doing manager stuff to $11 an hour.
Oh, wait, great. Now you can buy that Bentley. That's
Think-
ridiculous.
A college, well, but your degree wasn't in anything related to that though.
No.
So it makes sense that maybe, but I feel like a degree shows that you're competent.
Right. I can figure out
Like
some
basic
critical
management.
thinking.
If you're telling me if I got a degree, whether it's in film or not, y'all be hiring managers that have no degrees and don't even have that much experience. Like when my jobs, the jobs I had, my favorite job still to this day, working in the movie theater. When I worked in the projection booth in the movie theater, right? I mean, that job was so dope to me. And then I ended up working. I did security. I worked as a child development, like a teacher's aide with like 3 to 5 year olds. And then I worked at Home Depot for a very long time, as some of y'all would know, right?
Oh, yeah. Holla.
And the managers and supervisors and assistant managers that ran through there, the reason, whether I had even though I was a few classes shy of my degree, I was very upset because majority of the managers didn't have a degree, right? And they weren't smart people. And I was sitting there like, why am I not moving up faster? At first, when I first got there, because when I first got there, I don't think I started stand up yet. I think I was about to start getting into stand up comedy. But even still, at the beginning of that, working at that job, I was willing to move up.
Right.
But I was just like, yo, y'all, well, you got to go do some classes, and you might need like a management degree. And I'm thinking in my head like, so and so don't fucking got one.
Right.
And
it's funny because those are the same people, when they see my application at jobs, they get real intimidated and won't hire me.
yeah, because if they see, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I lied on a lot of my resumes and put that I got the degree already. Because I mean, yeah, you can go check, but I'm like, I'm a class or two shy. Like I don't give a fuck. Like, and I still wasn't getting hired when after Home Depot, when I was putting I wasn't even getting calls in for an interview. That's when I was trying to tell my dad that, and I was very upset. I was like, yo, I was getting like angry. I was like, Dad, you keep saying this, but I'm applying for mad marketing jobs.
Right.
And I was like, they want experience.
Right.
But they won't hire me because I can't get experience because they won't hire me.
Yeah.
Right. And it's funny.
I can't start.
Right.
And they're like, well, some people even the people that work there, it's like, nah, we don't have degrees. We just came in kind of like as an intern, and then they ended up hiring us. So I was like, what was the point of me getting this degree? I could have just got hired as an intern
Straight off the bat.
off the street.
Captain, we have a distress call coming in from DGAF Studios.
At this hour? That's odd. Patch them through.
Space 2813? Hello? Do you read me? Is anybody there?
Yes, you're speaking with the captain.
Praise the Lord.
You're breaking up a bit, but we can hear you.
Thank God. We were told to call you if this would ever happen. There's not a singing group in here at DGAF, and the quality of our sound has been compromised. I repeat, our album is under attack.
Jesus, that's the third one this week.
Okay, ladies, calm down. I need for you two to keep it together and tell me, who's your engineer?
He's trash. He keeps saying that he's gonna fix everything in a minute.
Captain, she's right. The compression and the EQs are spiking off the charts.
They won't make it through the night.
Just throw the whole studio away.
Help us, please. We really do have talent. Trust us. We got hundreds of thousands of streams across the galaxy. I mean,
We're losing their signal.
Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud.
It's your call, Captain. What do you want to do?
They're gone.
Crap! Sounded like they were using that BS 2000 microphone again. Commander, how far are we from their position?
Judging by their lack of confidence, we are hours away from them quitting everything.
Not on my watch. We are on our way, ladies. Lieutenant,
Yes, Captain.
swap out the pop filters, fire up the preamp, and see if we can recover their last session.
Copy.
Prepare the ship for light speed. We have another music career to save.
Space 2813. For more information about our location, availabilities, and rates, please call 312-371-7648 and ask for Huck.
I'm glad you brought that up. That's the same thing that happened to me. So right after, I do like the career development center and the recording school I went to.
Right.
Yeah.
When I got out of there, they hooked me up with a job in a studio in Santa Monica. And I started off as an intern.
Mhm.
And, obviously as an intern making no money. I quickly moved up to a runner, which is the next position before you can be hired as an engineer. And runner basically goes and gets food for the artist. So basically,
coffee.
I'm a delivery man.
Yeah, go get her.
And
Postmates.
This is after my
Go
set.
get her.
Postmates.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Postmates before Postmates.
Yeah.
So I was going to basically run, and I was getting food. I actually got fired for not getting the food, the amount of food quick enough. I actually got. Anyway, that's a whole other thing.
It's hilarious.
Sorry to laugh.
Um,
That was hilarious.
But I was getting, when I moved up to the runner position, I was getting paid $9 an hour. So up until I'm still
In America.
like basically, yeah, I'm still getting paid $9 an hour, and this is my second degree. And I was working. Basically, I would come in at 12 and work till like maybe 4 o'clock in the morning,
And they knew that. They knew you was a young, hungry kid,
16
trying to
hours.
get in this industry.
and they know that they can take advantage. Because I'm gonna say, did you?
No, I wasn't young. I'm in my like late 20s.
Oh, my bad.
This is the-
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, I'm saying, I guess in the sense of like a young, kind of eager
New person.
new person that's trying to get into the industry. That's
And
what
it's
I guess
funny
what I
because
mean.
this country is based off of what? Free employment. So they still try to figure ways. That's what interning is. Yeah.
Here's the crazy thing, though.
Ooh.
Here's
Yeah.
the crazy thing. While I was making $9 an hour at the studio, I was making 25 to 30 at my own studio. I had my own studio still.
Yeah.
And basically college, we talked about what it taught you. I had someone else basically running my studio. I gave them like all of my clients. I said, hey, I'm going to be working at this other studio. You can basically take my clients and you can take
Work
half
with
or
them.
whatever. I worked out something. And so I had this studio going and then working at $9 an hour.
Mm.
I remember the one day I came in, the guy was like, do you want to work for us or do you want to work for your studio? And I'm thinking like, that's a good question. I actually want to work for myself because I'm making actually a $15 difference
Right.
more at my working for myself
150% like
Yeah.
improvement.
instead of
Yeah,
working
yeah,
for
yeah.
someone else.
Yeah. Just treat me like shit on top of that.
Right.
Yeah. Cleaning toilets.
It's weird because like you were talking about archaic and like think about luckily like you were smart enough, Huck, to have like your own stuff on the side. Like we were always taught, man, just go to college, just get a good job, you'll be fine. And it's like, our parents are very fortunate. The time that they were of age to go to like college, there was more jobs where you needed like the least amount of education or least amount of skill, where I can literally get a job tomorrow, work at Oldsmobile.
Way less competitive.
Right, way less competitive.
Mhm.
And a lot of the jobs weren't outsourced. Now, because of the technology, I am competing with China. No, literally. When I would study I went to Charles R. Drew University of Medicine and Science, HBCU, holla, right? We would go study at USC's library, 2 o'clock in the morning. When you walk into USC's library, there'd be nothing but Chinese kids in there. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, just studying, grinding, getting it. Why? Because we're competing with the world. Our parents were just competing with their neighbors.
Yeah. Damn.
You know what I'm
Shit.
saying? The world is completely changed. So like, if I graduate, let's say if I wanted to pursue medicine, like your wife's a doctor. When she was taking the MCAT and she got her score, she was competing with another kid at Yale. Now she's competing with somebody at the University of China, University of Taiwan, University of Nigeria that are still trying to all go to UCLA medical school.
Yeah.
So our parents don't even understand or comprehend the infrastructure has changed where everything is now being outsourced. So it's like, oh, if I go to college, well, just go and figure it out. No, I can't go and figure it out.
Yeah.
We need to have a definite plan.
Right. And that's what I think when it comes to our parents, a lot of times parents didn't help out. They didn't come together with their child to have a plan with them when they got into college. Like, all right, the goal is to get out of there in 4 years. This is how we're going to do it. Let's try to help you out. And it's like, when you sit there and be like, all right, it's like, yo, I'm probably gonna accumulate around $40,000 to $60,000 in debt. Say, oh, don't worry, you'll make that back working your job. And it's like, if I'm making $30,000 a year, that's gonna take me fucking forever.
Right. With the interest.
And then all the other shit I gotta survive and pay for in LA. I'm living out here. I ain't like living like in the South somewhere where like $10 to $15 an hour you can be killing out there. You can have a house.
Right.
It's different. So it's like, yo, like. I guess for me, I kind of like I look at so many different things. I get mad. I'm just like, yo, and I'm not putting all the blame on like parents and college. Like, yeah, I'm partially to blame too for not having a plan and going in there blind. I'll take partially the blame. But if I had to do it again, I don't know if I would necessarily. I don't know if I would go to college.
It's weird.
Here's the thing. I
Go
think most people wait. It's like a last minute thing. Like I got this option. And I didn't think because I wasn't thinking about none of this in high school.
Of course. Right.
I just was going to school and
having fun,
and basically my mother was like, okay, what we gonna do? What we gonna do here? So we talk about how they are raping us. How about how they raping these athletes?
Oh, the NCAA.
Oh,
Let me say that's that you can go on so many levels. Like we were talking about earlier about free labor. This country's based off free labor,
and
off
they're
of
so
black
used
people.
to it, they need it.
They're so used to it. Like, why would I change an infrastructure where what was NCAA? Like, I think the first NCAA, let's say 1900, right? So from 1900 till 2019, we have had some of the best athletes play for free, and really in 2 or 3 sports that fund the rest of the university.
Yep.
Like there's like we have to pay them. You should.
And these kids are they're starving. And then all the friends that I know that were like student athletes, they always take you be like, but you just an athlete, it's easy for you. This is not like you're not the superstar of this team. A lot of how hard it is to be a student athlete.
Yeah.
Like my friend was telling me having to go to study hall, but then have to go here, go to practice, we have to do all this stuff, and so have to study and cram for exams. They get double. They have way less time because they got to do sports. And they gotta go do college.
And here's the worst part about it. So and it's like we're bashing college, but I think, and because like your brother has a PhD in computer science.
He got all the degrees.
Oh, he has every degree.
When he got his PhD, like that Kanye skit on what is on College Dropout. You get the master's and your bachelor's master's and your bachelor's
right.
and your master's.
That's him.
That's my brother.
But
it all worked out for him.
Right, but see, like if you're going to go to college, go with a plan, right? If you're going to go and be a major in sociology, what are you going to do with that? If you're going to do something in sociology, go get a PhD. You can potentially become a professor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if you go to college, of course, you need college to become a doctor, a nurse practitioner, a lawyer.
Right.
Even get into political sciences or even become a professor. I understand that. I get that. But if you're going to be one of these people that be like, oh, I'm going to be like a sociology major or a psychologist, but not get a PhD or get a master's in it, what are you there for then?
Yeah.
What job are you going to get? Now, to go with the NCAA players, right?
Yeah.
There was an NCAA player that wanted to major in biology pre-med. I don't know if he was a football player or basketball player. The coach looked at him and said, boy, you're not going to do that because you got to study to get to do biology pre-med. You're going to go major in communications. We got practice.
Well, he's making $5 million.
Yeah.
$5 million, but the nigga can't even get $200 to go take his girlfriend out to the movies.
That's the part. That's the other part I hate.
What?
The fact that you can't allow them to make money on the side off their name and stuff like.
And they're liking.
And that's the thing. You make all that money. Like I got the Fab Five. I got it. I
Right.
get why they're like, bruh, this is ridiculous. Like
Ridiculous.
Y'all selling our jerseys. Y'all making all this money.
Cultural statements, wearing bald heads,
Yeah.
black socks, baggy
baggy
shorts.
Yeah. It's like, dude, they literally changed the culture of just like basketball in general. And they got $0 from it.
And this is how you know race plays a part, because they'll say they're amateurs, right? But swimming, a college swimming athlete, a track and field athlete can go make money on the Olympics, but a nigga can't on the basketball team. Fuck out of here, man.
I didn't know that. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That's right. You can.
Because if you pay whatever, Keenan Baker, starting point guard at UCLA, you know what he's going to do with that money? He's going to give that money to his mom that's living in the projects so she can pay her light bill, potentially put a down payment on a house, and change the economics. It sounds fucking crazy. Like, that sounds crazy as hell. You tell me he's Chris Webber. He's the one player in high school.
Yeah.
Man, give that dude $5,000 a month.
And think about that. People always talk about the 1 year rule for NCAA, for the NBA. It's like that definitely was. They trying to say like we trying to save these kids from like making jumping too early. It's like no, it's for cats like Zion that he has to play a year now.
So let's get that money.
You trying to get a little year out of it.
It's that bread. Zion's coming straight out of high school, bro.
Little bread for a year.
Yeah.
Right.
Durant out of high school. Like these guys are going right out of high school and going straight to the league.
I know UCLA was pissed when Shaquille O'Neal's son
Sharif,
went down.
Yeah, because even think about the branding of that. Shaq will come to games. It makes UCLA more prominent. Come on, we know the game.
And they're already
Kareem would be there.
Right.
And my thing is, it's like I don't know what the pay should be for college athletes. I don't know what the pay should be because it's weird because like in some schools the football team is more like just they
fund everything.
They fund everything, whereas they're not really a basketball school.
Well, if this is capitalism, shouldn't it be paid by what you're worth or what you bring in, at least a proportion?
Or you could do this. Whatever the basketball percentage, they get a percentage of that.
Right.
They do it like that.
It's weird. I guarantee this, if they want, and something's going to happen in our lifetime, I believe, where they're going to pay them. Even if you said the football players, like, depending on, like, position and playing time, if they got the ticket sales. Because these TVDs are too enormous for you to say, like, man, I'm not going to pay the starting quarterback of Alabama.
Yeah, it's and some of these guys, they come in there and they have money, they come from money, and their families come from money. But it's like at some point you have to at least, these kids should never be hungry. No. Ever be hungry.
Well, Nick Saban has a house on an island, but this nigga can't get fucking organic cheeseburger.
Come on,
how
man.
does that sound right? Like, just as a human.
And they're trying so hard. Like, did you guys see Ben Simmons after he did the documentary?
Yes.
And it's like,
I didn't see that.
Yeah, you should watch. He hated it. He was in hell.
Yeah, he hated having to go to college.
He was in hell the whole time. He was shaking people's heads. He was like, this nigga was like, when is the draft?
Yeah, he was like sitting there
the whole
like,
time.
they're making so much money off my jersey. I don't care to make the tournament. That's why I think they went with NIT that year.
Yeah, he gave 2 fucks.
He didn't give any fucks because he's like, bro, y'all literally are making so much money off me at LSU. They're calling me somewhat like the next LeBron James.
Right.
And I'm not getting shit from this.
He literally said in the documentary, he said, "I hate going to college."
Yeah,
he said like I hate. I was like,
I think at sometimes he didn't even want to take pictures. He's like, bruh, no,
right.
Like this all this stuff is being sold. I signed your jersey. You just sold that for $500. I get none of that.
Right. And if you take the picture of Ben Simmons and Ben Simmons says, "Okay, I'm going to sell it," now there's a penalty on him.
Yeah.
And like, how does that make
university, right?
Right. Yeah. Doesn't make any sense. It's me. How come I can't make money off me?
Yeah.
But you can make money off me? Where they do that at?
Yeah, college. There's so many. It's so crooked on so many different levels. For whether it's NCAA players, whether it's just regular students, it's so crooked on so many different levels.
Well, you know what could really change it if you want to be for real? Because since the top athletes in my at least in basketball and football, that fund the whole university are black, just go to black college. They'll change. If Zion Williams said, "I'm going to Howard University," his draft stock is going to drop. That's Zion Williamson, man.
Yeah, that's
if
true.
LeBron says, "I'm gonna go to Alabama State," he's LeBron James. The Cavs are going to be like, "We're getting LeBron James."
I would love to see one year. I would love to see a Fab Five do that, like a new type of freshman class that's coming in, and to say we're going to go to a HBCU.
Go to Florida A&M.
And then I want to
crazy.
I that's just like a dream of mine that I would love to see.
That'd
like,
be wild.
Like if I had I don't know what five babies would be instead of triplets, octuplets. What would it be? I don't know what that's called.
It'd be a crazy as mama.
There it is.
But if I
there it is.
Yeah, and my lady's definitely not having that.
Yeah.
But if that happened, and I had like 5 kids that were the same age because of that, I would definitely push for them to go to a HBCU. I don't care what any other college is going to. I'm like, no, if y'all all dope too, like all y'all need to go to the same school.
You're the center. I'm only 6'8".
Dominate.
You're the center.
Dominate, and then just show like, all right, because that might start a trend too.
All right, it'll be
it only takes one. Once that one cool kid does it, once that if Zion and RJ and all them was like, nah, man, like you said, we going to Howard. We going to Florida A&M.
How much like
Let me tell you something. Everybody be like, hey, let's try that shit.
Brandon Jennings. Remember, Brandon Jennings from Compton, went to Oak Hill Academy, and then he was like, I'm not going. He said, I went overseas, and they were like, what? What are you doing? And then a dude the year after went overseas. I forgot his name, but he was like the number 1 player, and he only went number 7. I mean, of course, it's a couple millions of dollars, but like Brandon Jennings was like, I get to live in Italy, I get a villa, and they're help training my brother too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why wouldn't I take the opportunity where, what am I, going to get $100 at NCAA? And of course, now there is a benefit. You do get crazy exposure.
Right.
Which, if you are kind of smart, to play devil's advocate, if you're RJ Barrett, your Instagram followers now pop because you played in June. You know, you could take advantage of that if you're smart business-wise, but they're not trained to have those skills.
I don't even know anymore.
Really?
Because we live in a different day and age where you can play overseas and you can still get exposure because of the internet.
Yeah, that's real.
Very true.
Like I mean, I follow like I think it's accounts like Baller's Life on Instagram and stuff like that.
Oh right. Yeah.
Yeah, I watch that more than ESPN now.
Yo, it's crazy because I know
Yeah.
Julian Edelman, the little point guard out of Ohio. This dude's like in 11th grade, but I've known him since the 7th grade because ball is life.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like I mean
It's crazy.
that game changes, to be honest with you. And like I know Marbury trying to pull people over there, I believe, because Marbury became a megastar.
Oh,
in
in China, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, not saying you got to stay there and live there, but if you can get a year or two, you can get there when you're 18. You be like, all right, let's say I do 2 years here, and I can make $5 to $10 million. And I'm still 20 years old. I come back to the NBA now, my stock's up because I got real experience with grown fucking men. Then I get paid, rookie contract, small always. But after that, endorsement wise, I'm getting paid all this money.
Well, that's all the money is too, right?
So let me ask you this question.
Yes, sir.
When is it too old to go to college?
It's amazing because
What are you going for? Because a lot of times what happens when I see older people go to college, a lot of times their job goes, hey, we need you to go back.
right.
And a lot of times their job is paying for it. So I think if your job goes, yo, we're paying for you to go back to school and you're 40 years old, 50 years old.
to do it.
What if you're 55 and you didn't have, like, you're going for a whole new career or something like that?
First of all, that sucks. That sucks because the infrastructure made it where you have to be 55
Yeah.
to go back to college. That
Yeah.
sucks. But then, man, like it's.
I don't know if there's any age, but I guess I wouldn't recommend going that late because that's just like, I mean,
You're healthy enough.
I have seen when I've had older people in some of my classes,
Just
they don't.
awkward.
Not just it wasn't awkward. They're grown. So
Yeah.
when a 35-year-old professor is telling a 55-year-old what to do and how to do it, I'm telling you, I've seen them be like, no,
Right.
that's not. What do you mean I did it wrong? Like it's a different type of talk back. As a kid, I might take that. As a younger kid, I might take that. This is a person that's a grandparent.
Let's have a talk back.
You're as old as my grandkid. You telling
Right.
me what the fuck you mean? No, this is how we did it back in my day.
Right.
I've literally seen that in my classes. Not in all cases.
Yeah.
But that might be a struggle in that sense when somebody goes, you got to see, well, I did this. You did it wrong. First of all, don't talk to me like that. I'm your senior still.
And sometimes
What
we
can you
forget.
teach me?
Yeah.
Another thing we forget too, like the brain.
Life, motherfucker.
The brain and learning is like a muscle. People that are like at that age or whatever that go back to school, it's much harder for them because they haven't been in a class structure. So they'll be like, repeat that, say that again. I gotta hear it. Be real quiet because like learning is a muscle. So if you're not in a classroom structure, then you take like a gap and go back. Oh,
let me tell you something, dog.
Yeah.
Honestly, older people were the worst. They were the fucking worst in college. Because just like he said, that hand raised every time the teacher explained something.
Hey,
And we'll be in there because we just came off like
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
it was just really sitting there.
That's true.
Wait, so what do you mean by that? Okay, we did this. Okay, so why do you say that? What is it? It's like it's literally like a child, like a little child
Yeah.
asking a bunch of questions. And I
They're
understand,
the oldest person.
right?
That's great.
But they're saying like they want to. They're not saying they don't know how to comprehend.
Yeah.
But like you said, they've taken things off so long that I might be recording. Sometimes I was recording some of my lectures, so I didn't got to listen. I'm like, I'll just get back to this shit. Or different things of how to like, or it's in the book. Don't worry about it. Well, the teacher was like, it's in the book. Well, I had a girl say one time, she raised her hand, she's like, well, I'm paying $10,000 this semester, so I need you to explain it, not the book.
hilarious because she's absolutely right.
And she was right, but the professor was steaming
She's like,
because the professor was like,
Bitch,
I'm on
what'd you
cruise control, but she had a point. But that's how they are. They're like, bro, like I want to get all my money's worth. So yeah, you need to explain this, and I'm gonna ask 1,000 questions because I'm paying to ask 1,000 questions if I
Let me
want to.
tell you something. When I was at CSUN, I remember I took a African American class. First of all, at CSUN, there is a strip called Little Crenshaw or whatever, right? Right underneath the African American like department or whatever, right? So we had this one class. I forgot what class it was. I think it was like Black Men's Health or something like that or whatever. And there's an older black dude sitting in the front, and the teacher was real cool, so everybody was laughing in the back. This older black dude, he said, "I can't hear." And he turned around. The guy was in fucking tears.
And I will say this: all older people sit in the front.
Yeah, they all sit in the front.
They don't play no goddamn games.
No.
I'm about to get this degree.
Yeah, they sit
no.
there, their eyes wide open, and
Put my house up for this.
Oh, he had that roller bag too. You know that roller bag? I'm a student.
Oh, I already.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You know
They
the
had-
roller bag?
they had to have it though. I'm not like when you're older and you don't want any back issues because I the books that I had to carry in college, nigga, sometimes I had to carry 3 or 4 like
You
huge
bringing
books.
all the books for every class?
Because if my class were lined up in the sense of like if I didn't stay on campus,
I'm borrowing somebody's book or I'm scooting next to you. We not about to
Oh
bring.
my goodness.
and that's how I was. I was like I brought my own books. So if I got like an 11 and then like a 12:45 and then or a 1 o'clock, then I got a 3 o'clock. They're all back to back to back.
Right.
Like, I can't go back home, so I gotta carry all them shits in my fucking bag.
You
Let me
can't
tell
put
you-
them in the car.
It depends. If my car is too far, or if my class is right after each other, then no,
Yeah.
I can't.
And then you trying to talk to chicks too. You know, little Crenshaw. What's popping, baby?
You try to talk to chicks with a big ass back. You ever try to talk to shit with a big ass backpack on?
You gotta put it back down.
Women in college are like niggas with big ass backpacks.
I remember when I was in Norfolk
What
State.
your bag looks so heavy for?
Hey, like I remember I was at Norfolk State. There was this girl across campus. She always used to wear the biggest backpack. Biggest backpack was the backpack we wore with her, and she was walking and she hit a fucking dent. And she was stumbling. It felt like 2 minutes. Kink, and she would let go of the bag, and all the chest meat hit the fucking concrete. Oh, that shit was great, man. And you know what's the best part about the older dudes in class, the mature people? They're always friends with all the professors. They're always trying to prove, like, look, I'm an adult too.
Oh well, office hours is real to them. when you a young person in college, office hours don't mean shit to you.
Yeah.
I ain't going to this talk to
you
this
know
nigga
that
1-on-1.
nigga.
They going in there, they schmoozing, they don't care. They doing everything they can. But like, for me, the best college experience was like when I went to a black college. And just meeting people and the fun of it. And like for me, I would say the black college was just dope because just being on campus and watching like the whether it was with the probates, whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah.
Watching stuff like that with like the frats crossing and just I feel like black colleges had a lot more events on campus than the college that I went to when I came back home. When I came back home, it literally felt like a job.
It was a commuter school.
Yeah. But Dominguez, I went to Casa Dominguez Hills back here. That was like a commuter school. This still is commuter school pretty much. And when I was going there, they didn't have a lot of things yet. They were just now building all like a new library, a new student union and stuff like that. And it's like you went there and it's like this shit is just fuck. Like
I think the one cool thing too, like you're saying, with like HBCU is the fact that you had all these different people from like part of the country, so everywhere.
You had, and they called you your city. Like, yo, what up, Chi-Town? What up? What up, Detroit?
What up, LA?
Yeah, And so, but a lot of them hung out together, so you got to get a chance to get that dope experience.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? In the sense of like, all right, I met some cat like when I went to Alabama State, my coolest friends were like from Chicago and DC. You know, those like my tightest people. Like that's why I always fuck with Chicago cats. So you lucky nigga, Hug.
Yeah. He's a lucky
Chicago
nigga.
dude.
Yeah.
But like, I've always connected with Chicago people for whatever reason. But it's like that was like the only thing I would talk about with college is that the black college part of it was dope because just seeing your people, learning more from your people, learning from your people and seeing them as professors.
Right.
That's
and all these professional levels, yeah.
Right. That gave you a different sense of like it just seemed beautiful to me. But
I went to school with I don't know if you guys know the Cool Kids. No.
Wait, I heard
think I
of
heard of
them.
the Cool
I
Kids
heard of the
It's
cool kids.
2 dudes. I went to school with one of them guys in
I know
college.
the-
in Columbia?
No,
Or
in
the-
our school.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying don't go to college, people.
Right.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
I'm saying it.
Well,
No,
I'm saying if you're going to go,
plan.
if you're going to go, one, have a plan.
Yeah.
But also realize, does what you want to do, does it need college?
Yeah,
Right.
can you look on YouTube and learn everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real.
Can you be an entrepreneur and just build your own business? Like I think that's what these kids do nowadays.
Because here's the thing. You can also go to college
Uh-huh.
And basically, if you don't have that hustle, like whether you go get a regular job or work for yourself,
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
That's true. I agree 100% with that.
But that I'm telling you, that's it stems from parenting, man. You got a
Yeah.
child, you have to put your kids in the best position. By the time they're 15, they already know what they're gonna do.
Mhm.
The kids I see that are like 14, 15 years old come from worse situations that we can even imagine. I'm gonna be anesthesiologist. I'm like, nigga, how do you even know this career at 14?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That's good parenting.
Yeah.
That's them putting them in a surrounding where it's like, no, I can see myself as something. So that child's gonna get there.
Yeah. And we're not saying we had bad parents.
No.
Don't him be like, oh, that's fucked up. I want my dad to see be like, I was a bad parent.
Right,
My mom
right,
was
yeah.
a bad parent.
So you talking that
I
shit,
was like,
huh?
there were things that they were probably ignorant on in the sense of like knowing that,
Right.
and that now that I know, whenever I have children,
Right.
they're going to have the upper hand that I didn't have.
No, absolutely.
It's not going to be just go to college. So the first thing I want to teach them is definitely like financing, investing, and stuff at a young age.
Taxes.
So they can start. The goal is at least the goal is for them to make money at a young age. And if they want to go to college, hopefully they'll be like, I'd rather just start my own business. I already have that mindset. So I don't gotta, whether it's a scholarship or not. It's like, what's the point of me going there if I already know what I want to do?
And also, like, our parents, they didn't know learning the infrastructure, learning how the world is changing. Right. But you know what? Since we gave you best of both worlds, go to college or not go to college, we're about to wrap this shit up.
And what are y'all gonna do, dude? Who went to college out here in these streets?
Yeah,
And if you
let us
did
know
go
in
to
the
college,
comments.
did you enjoy it? Do you think we're wrong? Do you think like
Yeah,
it
let us know.
it ain't about that fuck college life? Like I said, my brother was smart. He didn't accumulate any debt. He got scholarships to all his stuff. You know what I'm saying? He got all his degrees, and he's a professor now. It worked out for him, and it works out for some others too.
Right.
So do you think college is a waste? Do you think college is a scam? I do.
Yeah, leave it in the comment box. Email
Told you
us,
my
Facebook.
Mhm.
And we're finna, what happened?
No, I told you my thoughts.
Yeah,
I'm
we
actually
Huck-
mad just thinking about it right now.
It's all right, Huck. don't worry. We're doing What's Huck podcast. Don't worry, man.
Yeah, go ahead, drop your stuff.
My stuff, you can follow me at Aziza
Pause.
Funny. Pause. Triple pause. drop your stuff. Follow me at Aziza Funny.
You said drop your boxes.
Hold on, I was like looking down. Wait a minute.
Well,
Pause.
right. Follow me at Aziza Funny. Follow my music page, Pee-wee Helms Music. Bantu Boys, Swing the Rock to Keenan. Holla.
Keenan Baker on everything, man. I gotta always forget. Follow Pee-wee Helms. That music's coming out fire.
Fire.
Go get my comedy album. I Might Need Therapy.
Hilarious.
It's dope. It's funny, and it's different than what anybody has done out in these fucking streets, in these
Tell 'em
comedy
again.
streets.
Tell 'em about the
Player.
headline.
All right.
I can agree. Yes, if you are trying to get in the studio, follow the studio, Space 2813. I'm not really looking for any personal followers on my personal page. I'm actually going to delete some people soon. So I'm looking to do some
X 'em
business
out.
this year. Space 2813. Let's get it.
Holla. What's the hook? Thanks for listening, y'all, and watching.
Yep.